What's up, everybody? The Iceman here on this Thursday afternoon on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. I watched NXT last night. It was a halfway decent show. I like the match between Alex Riley and CJ Parker. I'm looking forward to next week with Alex Riley squaring off against Kevin Owens. But this video is about Jeff Jarrett, Global Force Wrestling. There's been a little bit of news that is coming out as of late. I want to bring that to everybody if they haven't had the opportunity to see it. Jeff Jarrett has got an arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, for TV tapings. Now, it's true. He is announced right now he does not yet have a TV deal, but he's still working on it. And knowing Jeff Jarrett, I have no doubt in my mind that he will come up with some sort of TV deal somewhere, somehow. He did it for TNA. He can do it for Global Force Wrestling. And I really honestly believe he will do it for Global Force Wrestling, just for the simple fact is with this TV deal under the Global Force Wrestling banner, he is going to have stars from New Japan, stars from Ring of Honor, stars AAA, everywhere. He's going to have stars from all around the world involved in these TV tapings, involved in storylines, and it's going to be an interesting opportunity for Jeff Jarrett. I know deep down that he still, has a soft spot in his heart for TNA Impact Wrestling, which he and his father Jerry Jarrett founded. But that has got to be a thing of the past now. Jeff Jarrett is involved in a new opportunity, a new endeavor, and I have no doubt in my mind. And what people need to understand is if this all works out for Jeff Jarrett, what this would mean to the professional wrestling world. We already see, like Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore, where he has stars from all over the place. New Japan Pro Wrestling, where they, have Ring of Honor stars and other stars. We see all these other promotions the smaller promotions that grab people, from here and there, and they put them and they get them involved in their, their pay-per-view or their pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it. And the only thing is, they don't really have a TV station or a cable station. These are like maybe things that happen maybe anywhere from 1 to maybe 4 times a year. Uh, Jeff Jarrett is starting off small as far as, you know, uh, what's going to be aired, but he's coming in huge with the superstars he wants to get involved. And that's the one thing about the independent scene is that these guys are allowed to work elsewhere. And I think in given time, uh, with Jeff Jarrett and knowing how he knows the wrestling business, I mean, let's face it, his family's been in the wrestling business for many, many years. They had the Memphis wrestling promotion years ago. So they know exactly what to do and how to make a wrestling promotion, as we saw with TNA, which, I still say in my eyes, TNA 2005 was one of the best years for TNA Impact Wrestling. They had a numerous amount of stars in that promotion. And so, with all that being seen and all that being said, I know Jeff Jarrett has the tools and the capability to make Global Force Wrestling truly Global Force Wrestling. And once he does come up with a TV deal, I think everybody else should watch out. I think Global Force will really be right up there And I think this is probably part of the reason why Vince McMahon has been really interested in a lot of Ring of Honor people. I still think Vince has a vested interest in Ring of Honor. I don't know whether he has any kind of monetary, connection with them or not. But in any event, Jeff Jarrett, if he gets this TV deal, is going to make another name for himself in the world of professional wrestling. And like he said, AAA wrestling, he'll get stars from there as well. He's going to get stars from all around the world, and it's almost like an all-star wrestling type show for Global Force Wrestling. And how can you beat that? I mean, that has got to be a top of the line show just about every time they air. So great things are to come by Jeff Jarrett. I do believe they will happen. There's a lot of skepticism out there by a lot of people. Um, and as far as the skepticism goes, I think a lot of it has to do with, jealousy, and maybe other promotions might be a little bit worried. But I will say this, I don't think TNA will have any involvement whatsoever with Global Force Wrestling, and I do understand why. And we all know the WWE won't. But with all the other promotions that are out there, how can this not make their promotion a lot bigger and a lot better uh, by joining forces with Global Force Wrestling? It'll put them on the map even more. And this is what it's coming to, guys. Um, I will say this, if it wasn't for the internet, we wouldn't have all these little wrestling promotions. I mean, yeah, they could be out there, but I think the crowds would be a lot fewer than what they are. I mean, granted, they're not the hugest crowds in the world. I mean, you're talking maybe 1,000 people here, maybe 500 people there. But without the internet, they'd have a lot less. But in the world, in the day of the World Wide Web and the use of the internet, it's a great way to promote wrestling shows and wrestling promotions. And give kudos to Jeff Jarrett, because I do. I've always been a big fan of Jeff Jarrett. Um, I loved what he did in TNA. Um, I knew when he was leaving TNA, his time was pretty much done as far as being an active participant on air. Um, but he made that NWA World Title. He just brought it back for us, really. And once that NWA title, we didn't hear about for so many years, at least TNA brought it back on the map, and it was Jeff Jarrett that did so. And Jarrett did a lot for TNA for a number of years, and then the regime was taken over. But you know, things change. The world is evolving, and we all get older. We all get wiser, and I'm looking forward to the next step by Jeff Jarrett in Global Force Wrestling. So I'll try to keep everybody informed. Um, and if you want to see a lot of updates on a lot of things, go to the Iceman's Wrestling Extreme Facebook page. It's an icon at the bottom of the cover art of this channel, or just go to Facebook and type in Iceman's Wrestling Extreme and bring you to their page. I talk about things on a daily basis. I put articles up. Instead of talking about the articles, I put the actual articles up on there so people can actually see them. I also put up a lot of videos. Instead of talking about the video, I put the actual video up there so people can see it, and then that it actually did happen. I try to be authentic as possible, and every now and then I'll throw up some photographs of some divas or some knockouts or some hot babe in the world of professional wrestling, and I welcome all the thoughts and all the opinions, and I also give my opinions as well. Coming up after WrestleMania, the Iceman's going to do the Frozen Choice Awards. Now, I'm going to just give you a little quick tidbit of what this is all about. It's going to be about what I think are, basically the best YWC YouTube channels, um, uh, uh, channels that are corroborated with more than one person, um, and whatnot. There's gonna be a number of categories, not a real lot, but I'm gonna give you my opinion, and those are gonna be my Frozen Choice Awards. Will I be involved in the outcome of any of these awards? No. I'm just going to do it for the people that I watch on YouTube. And, like I said, it's one man's opinion and one man's opinion only. There'll be a lot of haters out there, but there'll also be a lot of people that will be, enjoying watching this award, uh, the awards that are given out. So, anyway, Global Force Wrestling, um, be aware. Something's going to happen sometime soon in the world of professional wrestling. Peace out, everybody, on this Thursday afternoon. This is the Iceman and the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. The man with the plan, the man with the knowledge, and the man that's never lost for words, that gets his foot put in his mouth and gets his ass kicked. See y'all next time.